Checking in again, people. Checking again. Welcome and tuning in back again. You don't know. Look a quick reaction on what happened. Last night, the Inter Miami game versus Cavalier. Good day to everybody. Welcome back again, man. Thanks for tuning in back again to Nicardo Media House with another morning insider. As I will say, the sports fraternity in Jamaica. The football lovers. Everything paused, who support Jamaican, who support Jamaican football, watching that Cavalier game versus Inter Miami, last night in Fort Lauderdale, tough game, a lot of people might say, look, hey, Cavalier got that bad call, but, you have to be proud, you have to be proud of what, Cavalier, did, you have to be proud of what the players did, everybody, played their part. You will say, yes, little mistake, look at tighten up right there, but when you look at the overall of the complex of that game, you can't complain. Come on, consider 2 goals on the road. You will say, look, the boys probably still would fancy themselves after that piece of showcase that they did, in Miami. They have to say, look, big performance. Not many people expected that. A lot of people might think, hey, the rain would have come down hard, in Miami. Yeah, probably would have been 6, 7. You understand? But it's never like that. It's football. Look, if you put your heart out there, if you put everything out there, you put a lot of energy, the belief. You understand? Anything can happen in the game. And you will say, Miami, probably come and probably take, Cavalier to be light, and then them start to see what this Cavalier team is all about. Then they try to hit, first gear, second gear, and they just couldn't develop a little run, because the Cavalier team was dominant in, you will say, in their defensive third, that which is Inter Miami attacking third. And a lot of times when the play break down for Cavalier in that central department, when that ball need to start to tick, so the ball can go a little bit more quicker, through the lines for the Cavalier attackers. But where I start from, look, I'm going to start, one thing, first thing I saw, in the game, I saw the Luis Suarez, the Luis Suarez battle between Richard King and, Leng. That was a good battle. I think both defenders, played Luis Suarez really well. I think that one mistake that just cost us that when Richard King stepped out of the defensive line, shift over to the left hand side, and then Leng miss kick, and Luis Suarez any day, anyhow, even if Luis Suarez a cripple man, he will punish any team, if you give him that moment to put the ball in the back of the net, but overall, the defense, look, Ainsworth, I will say, look, man after match, this boy, been talking about Ainsworth, the quality that he possesses, the how far he can go, the potential that he has, can go to probably one of the top team, in Europe, that's how good he is. Look at how he battled brave with the Inter Miami. We talk about the ground duels, when you talk about the aerial duels, when you're talking about defending 1v1, when you're talking about going, with the overlap, the energy to get back in the defensive area, get back that shape, with the back four, so he's a very, very, very good, player. And McCleary, on that right hand side for Cavalier didn't really show much, but he had an okay game. But I think the weakest point in that Cavalier team was that Dwayne Allen and young Adrian Reed partnership. I think it kind of let us down a little bit. I think it held up the team a little bit, but it could have been better on the ball if that partnership managed to keep the ball a little bit and try to get that passes in the channels, for Atkinson, for Stein, for John Mara Calvin. If we could have get those passes from the midfield area a little bit more quicker, a little bit more, more precise pass, the timing of the pass is just, is it like too early at times, or sometimes is it too late, so I think the little final margin kind of beat, that double pivot, and it's just a part of the game. But Dwayne Atkinson, I think he could have done a little bit better. His set piece were really, really, really good. It was on point. John Mara Calvin tried to, go at, Jordi Alba a little bit, but it just didn't work for him. Stein, the Surinamese, had a really good game. He was pressing. Ritkers, that boy on the left hand side, he had an okay game. On the left the left midfield. But Rudolph Speid, you have to give Rudolph Speid a lot of credit. Look, coming out with 2 banks at 4-4-4-2. Inter Miami will always play the 4-3-3. And it's very brave for Rudolph Speid to go with 2 men in that central department, which you have a man like Busquets, you have a man like Segovia, 2 players that really good with the ball at their feet, and Rudolph Speid go 2 men in the midfield. That's 2 versus 3 in the midfield. Yes, the 2 wide men tucked in, the 2 men up front tucked in, and it will look like it's more of a 6-man midfield, but it's a 2-man in the midfield. You could see a lot of space in the midfield at times. But look, Rudolph Speid, I think he's a genius. Look, the way how he set the team up, not really a low block, but at times in that first half, the team have like 4 or 5 players in Inter Miami defensive third, where they try to press, they try to win. Meanwhile, the other half of the players were behind, ready for any little misplaced pass, any little aerial duels, anything. They're ready to map up. So I think he pressed the team really well, and I have to give him credit for that. He set up the team really well, and I think instruction I think they followed probably everything that Rudolph Speid really want them to do. But again, when you go back to the opportunities that Cavalier created, that moment that we got, it took like 5 to 6 minutes before they could actually make an adjustment. Is it going to be a goal or it's not going to be a goal? In my lifetime since VAR I run the show, I have never seen a referee go over to the VAR monitor and look at the offside. Is it offside or it's an offside? I have never seen a referee go over to his monitor to check for a offside. Is it that they were checking if the ball hit the player head before it go back to the back post where Richard King was? I don't know, but I think it was offside, because he was interfering with the play. And if you could look at the Inter Miami defenders that behind of the Cavalier player, he was a little bit distracted by what the Cavalier player did. Even if he didn't touch the ball, I think it's probably the right call. But I just never, look, it's a very slim margin. It took way too long, for them to make a decision. And I think it could have easily go Cavalier way with Anfield decision, So I think, but my biggest thing, I just never seen a referee go over to his. I have never seen a referee go over to his monitor and to look at anything of it's an offside. It's not if a foul, so it's just a part of the game, but Cavalier just didn't took their the little half chance that they create. But again, well done to the boys, you understand. Where I want to go again, I think I'm doing this reaction right after the final whistle. Now I'm a little bit tired, but a long day, but see where else. Oh yeah, let's get into it. I think, look, Adrian Reid probably could have get pulled out in the 55th minute, the first hour of the game. I think the changes came a little bit too late. I was expecting to see Watson a little bit more earlier. Dwayne Allen was trying to do a lot off the ball, and I was just thinking maybe he was scared to bring someone off the bench because he wouldn't get the same quality that he's looking for. But HN didn't really do much in the game. Dwayne, what's his name? I think his name is Dwayne, number 13. Didn't really do much. Dwayne Allen didn't really do much in the game. So I think, Watson could have come on. I think Avery could have come on a little bit more earlier into the game, probably for John Mario Calvin, because he didn't really do much in the game. But I think the substitutions were a little bit too late for Rudolph Speid. I think he could have bring on a little bit more fresh leg, because the second leg the second half would have be that more more intensity. It would have probably called for a little bit more energy as Inter Miami, the game is going further and further to the 90 minute, and if it go on 0-0, they will start to press more, they start to play a little more intensity, and it will call for a lot more energy on the legs for the Cavalier players. So I think probably Rudolph Speid should have made, you know, a substitution a little bit too, you know, a little bit earlier in the game, you know, a midfielder and an attacker and one of the attacking players. But again, you know, nothing much to take from the game. Again, you know, the boys played well. You know, they showed a brave heart. They wear their heart on their sleeve. They played at that intensity. You know, they try to win their own individual areas. You understand? That's what I see. They try to win their individual battles 1v1 versus their opponent, and you know, it was a little bit successful. But again, you know, the keeper had a really good game. But I mean, overall 2-0, bring it back to Kingston. You know, Messi should be on the plane. Yeah, Messi should be on the plane of what that Inter Miami team display. I don't think Mascherano will really risk going into Kingston not knowing what he will expect without a Lionel Messi, you know, in the squad. Match day squad as obvious. Yeah, I think Messi should be there, and you know, it's going to be a wonderful game of football. You know, in the second leg, 35,000 people in the stadium. You know, 35,000 people in the stadium will be waiting for Inter Miami and also Lionel Messi. But people, you know, quick reaction, you know, I will go back into, you know, this game again over the weekend, but I mean, quick reaction right after the game for the morning insider. You understand? So the people embrace upon themselves, you know, a little bit jaded, a little bit tired, long day, going to get some rest. You understand? Rest upon yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Nicardo Media House. I'm out. Salute.